Good evening, everyone, and welcome to, I'm just fixing my levels here, welcome to Cheese League Baseball and our playoff games. Thank you so much for joining us. John is hoping that the steamrollers don't get steamrolled out. Well, we'll see what happens. Let me hop into the game here quick out of OBS. A little stutter in the action, maybe. Well, this is how the season's the bracket lines up. Olympians lead 2-1 over the Rollers in this series. Of course, if you missed the last game, the Marauders just really went to town and really did some work over the Rampage, who again had a heck of a season. But the Marauders, nonetheless, they won 7-4 over the Rampage. And that's how that series ends up. So the Marauders have a spot in the Cheese Cup series. So we will see. They're going to be battling. We'll figure out which team tonight. Let me give you a little preview here. The Rollers versus the Olympians. Of course, we're at the Tiger Den again tonight, home of the Olympians. Pokemana is the pitcher for this evening for those Rollers, and then Adeline McClary is on the mound for the Olympians. A couple of notable players. We have for the Steamrollers, you see Chuck Roquette. He's hitting .500. He is 4 for 8 so far this series, 2 RBIs. He has a home run. That's pretty darn good. Annika Proctor, 3 for 8 this series, 2 RBIs with a home run as well. You see Banjo Crane there, hitting .200, no home runs. Love to see him, maybe get a little more pop in his bat. Fun thing, Kurt Johnston, he's 1 for 10, so he's batting a whole 100. But he does have a home run with 2 RBIs. So I believe that was in game number 2. He had that walk-off homer. So that's interesting. Let's go Steamrollers from Ben. Ben, one of our younger viewers watching. So go Rollers for Ben. On the Olympian side, you see Bernal. He's hitting .444. That means he's 4 for 9. 2 RBIs for him as well. You have Marty Hull there, of course. Same thing with a homer instead. Gertie Booper struggling as well. Hitting .222, so I'd like to see her maybe step it up a little bit. Neil Shaw is another notable. He's 3 for 7 so far this series, 2 RBIs. The interesting thing with the Rollers and the Olympians is that both of these teams really like to run during the regular season. So far, again, we'll only played 3 games, but so far only 1 stolen base between both of these teams, and that's on the Olympian side. During the regular season, the Olympians had 25 stolen bags, and the Rollers had 20 as a team, so maybe we'll see a little more running game tonight. I don't know. Let's get right to it, though. Game number 4. Let's see what happens. Thank you again for joining us here. Cheese League Baseball, our playoff games, brought to you by wonderful Super Mega Baseball 3. If you have not already, go buy this game for any system. It is just a fantastic baseball game. Best baseball simulator since Ken Griffey Jr. Baseball for the Super Nintendo. There, I said it. Here we look at our lineups. One thing about those Steamrollers, too, is that the middle part of their lineup has been the most dangerous. Top part, bottom part, not so much. And that one has popped up right off the bat. And Marty Hull puts it away. There's out number 1 of the ball game. Here's Chuck Roquette. Like I mentioned earlier, he is batting .500, 1 homer, 2 RBIs this series. Rips that one foul. 0-2. High and inside. And high and inside again. He kind of tomahawks at that one. There's Mullins for out number 2. Here's Hudson Hopkins. He's hitting .375. Looks like the Rollers actually may have switched around their lineup just a tad. 1-1 on Hopkins. Ball outside. Looked like a good pitch to me, but I'm not the umpire. 2-2. McClary, four-seamer, slider, curve, and change. To the right side and gets him looking. Hopkins down on strikes. Booper, Mullins, and Bernal will lead it off here for the home team Olympians. 222 is Gertie Booper. Said that earlier. Wish she had a better series. She does have an RBI, though. And a strike there from Mena, 1-2. And there's a very high ball. See, accuracy not Mena's best. Not Mena's strength, I guess I should say. As it's a walk to lead off the bottom part of the first. Booper on first, and Mullins comes up the bat, hitting 300 so far. There's a strike. Mena, of course, that submariner. Four-seamer, two-seamer, slider, and curve. Of course, that off-speed stuff from the bottom part. Like I said, that submarine action, it can kind of get you off balance. And there's another walk. So first two batters that Mena faces, he walks them, puts them on base. And there's a dangerous Delmo. Bernal steps in. Popped up. High fly pop-up. And that is off the wall. Played perfectly there by Johnston. But nonetheless, it's a 2 RBI double for Bernal. The Olympians lead it 2-0. Here's Marty Hull. Boy, I really wasn't sure what was going to happen there. He kind of just was looking like he was going to catch it. 2-1 now in Hull. And I don't think, as that one is grounded, Mena flips to Proctor. There's out number 1. And here's Joy Trickster at 333. I don't know how long Mena's going to last if he can't really, whoa, a little chin music there. If he can't gain some control. 2-1 on Trickster. And there's a ball outside. Good hitters count, 3-1. Ooh, look at that little curveball. Again, that curveball action. And there's a ball 4, and another walk here for Mena. That submariner action just puts a little bit more bite on those off-speed pitches. So runners in the corners, and Panada swings straight through that one. That might have been Mena's best fastball so far. The other thing the submariner action does too with a four-seam fastball, kind of makes it look almost like a rise ball if you're a softball player. And there's another walk, so the base is loaded, and I have a feeling they're going to have to pull Mena pretty soon. And there we go. So Mena out already. Will Steady comes in. And I'm going to make that note. And quickly 0-2 on Shaw. And got him. Again, I mentioned Shaw is a pretty hot hitter. So Steady comes in, strikes out Shaw, and now there are 2 outs. Bases loaded, and 0-2 on Werner foul. And there is a base hit into left field. Throw comes to third, and the Olympians lead it 4-0 already as Liam Bowles steps in. An ugly, ugly bottom half of the first here for the Steamrollers. Foul away. That one's hit quite well. Doesn't have the distance. Oh, what a catch. Jericho doesn't rolls. Robs the home run. What a catch. Jericho freaking dozen rolls. That was a web gem if I ever saw one. Well, here's Annika Proctor now up to bat, top of the second. And she hits a base hit up the middle. So the Olympians get 4 runs there in the bottom part of the first. Let's see if Will Steady can kind of steady things there for the Rollers. Here's Banjo Crane stepping in. And a foul ball down the line. A little odd, tricky triangles around the corners there here at the Tiger Den. 1 and 2. And they check on the runner, safe. Proctor does run quite well. 99 in the gun there from Clary. And whew, that's tough. So you got 99 in the gun for the fastball and then 81 for that curve. That's just, that's filthy stuff. Here's Jericho dozen rolls. The excellent play. That one gets away from Hull. And the runner advances. So runner in scoring position here. Dozen rolls. Who doesn't have a hit yet. It's a chance to make an impact. That one's off Mullen's glove. No chance. So runners in the corners. Xerox Madden steps in. He's hitting 400 so far. Runners with very good speed in the bases here for the Rollers. Popped up. Mullins puts it away. There's out number 2. And here's Alex Clark. Does not have a hit yet this series. And that one is, oh, that's off Panada's glove. Can they recover? They do. Photo finish there at first base. So the Steamrollers strand a pair of runners. Go to the top of the order. So the Olympians batted around last inning. Ooh, that one's up toward the booth. Almost catch that. And 0-2 on Booper. Popped up down the line. No chance. Into no man's land. 0-2. And popped up again. Is that Kai Best behind the plate? No, it's... What the heck that was? Is that Cochran? Not Cochran. Here's Ellie Mullins. Popped up. See the catcher again. Cabrera. Sorry, Cabrera. Cabrera behind the plate. And here's Bernal, 1 for 1. Yeah, a couple RBIs first inning, which feels like a week ago at this point in Cheese League baseball action. Well, I think that was an unintentional, intentional walk kind of thrown around Bernal since he's been hitting pretty hot. And here's Marty Hull. The runner on first, 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. And there's a strike. I should make note, Poke Mena was 0-2 on the season as Marty Hull goes down on strikes. Mena was 0-2 in the season, 10 strikeouts, 5.85 ERA, so he's not the best starter for the Steamrollers, but they went with him anyway. And here's Cabrera, his first at-bat of the series, and a base hit up the middle. Adeline McClary, she is 2-1 in the season, 3.97 ERA with 13 Ks. So add that 4-hole for the in the Olympians rotation. She's not too bad. Here's Johnston. Pops that one up. Mullins is there. And there is out number 1. Hot hitting Chuck Roquette. 0 for 1 so far today. Here in the top of the third, folks. And ooh, swinging through that one. And right at Bowles, there's out number 2. And Hudson Hopkins steps up. Choo-choo, here comes the train. And that one gets away from Hull. And the runner advances. We have a follower with some encouraging words here for the Steamrollers. Choo-choo, here comes the train. It's rolling on the tracks, going to get there fast. Choo-choo. That one gets away from Hull as the batters walked runners now on the corners. So maybe those encouraging words from Ben, our youngest viewer, will work some magic here for the Rollers. 2 outs. Annika Proctor up. They did a lot of their run scoring with 2 outs I believe, in game number 2. As that one's hit down the line, that scores a run. And runner going to third, slides in safely. So the Rollers are on the board. There you go, Ben. So runners still on the corners. Here's Banjo Crane with 2 outs. And oh, ball way inside. Tried the corner, missed. And check on that runner at first. Ball way outside. Oh, maybe thinking that there's going to be a stolen bag. And that one gets away from Hull. The runner's coming home. Safe. It's a 4-2 ball game. And good speed in scoring position. That should get that run home. They're going to test Shaw's arm. No, Shaw's going to throw to second for some reason. So it's a 4-3 ball game. There you go. Chugga chugga choo choo. Here come the Rollers. And Jericho Dozen Rolls fouls that one off. Down the line, but foul. 0-2 on Dozen Rolls. And that one's right at Bowles. There's out number 3. The Steamrollers get 3 back in the top of the 3rd. So this game just got a little interesting. It's going to be 5, 6, and 7 due up for the Olympians. Will Steady out there working away on the mound. And that's a base hit into right field. So Trickster is on. Here's Spencer Panada. And looks at a ball outside. 28 pitches here for Steady. Came in, of course, in relief. If you missed it, for Poke Mena, who was taken out in the first. 3-1 now on Panada. And Steady's working back. Full count. Got him swinging. Ooh, took something off of that. See that, 81. Nice changeup. And here is Neil Shaw. 375. Of course, Shaw, one of the hot hitters here. 94 in the gun there from Steady. Ball outside. 2-1 is the count. And 3-1 now. Hit quite well. That has the distance and is gone. Into the pines in center field. 427-foot shot. Shaw's first homer, 4th RBI of these playoffs. And the Olympians take the 6-3 lead. As Werner Fowl steps in, he's 1 for 1. And that one has popped up. Clark is there. There's out number 2. And here's Liam Bowles, 0 for 1. Starting to see a little movement on Steady's stats. You see velocity, junk, accuracy, all trending down. Stamina, a little less than halfway, so gas in the tank is emptying. 1-2. And that one is right past Steady for a base hit. All right, Gertie Booper now stepping in. We're back to the top of the order, folks. And quickly 0-2 on Booper. And got her swinging through it. Again, took something off. Even pulled the string a little bit too. So the Olympians get 2 back. They lead at 6-3. As we go to the top of the 4th, and it's the bottom part of the order due up here for the Steamrollers. 2-0 on Xerox Madden. Base. Oh no! Mullins snow cones it for out number 1. As Alex Clark steps in. Another packed house here at the Tiger Den. 1-2 on Clark, and got her swinging through it. 95 on the gun. And here's Cabrera, he's 1 for 1, his first at bat. Clary's still working away, 55 pitches. See a lot of movement on her stats. And there's a strike, 1-1. Lots and lots of movement. I think she's trending toward the red now, as that's grounded to Panada. He takes that himself. There's out number 3. She's cruising right along, folks. She probably could pitch a whole other inning, but we'll see what happens. She's got a good lead right now. Steady is still out there, working away. See how long he lasts. Here's Mullins. There's a ball way outside. 2-1. And 3-1 now. Works back. High pop up. And Rockette catches that with Neil Shaw running through him for some reason. And all right, we're going to have Hoots Elliott come out of the bullpen in relief of Will Steady, as that one is popped up. Is that going to get off the screen? It does. So we saw Hoots Elliott in game number 2. He came in relief of Damian Hale and pitched probably the best he's ever pitched this whole entire season. Full count on Bernal. Gets Bernal to pop up. And there's Crane with out number 2. If you're just joining us, folks, thank you so much. Cheese League Baseball, this is our playoffs, game number 4. Steamrollers and Olympians. Olympians lead the game 6-3 right now. 2 outs, bottom of the 4th. Marty Hull up, and it's a base hit up the middle. Olympians lead the series, best of 5. They lead it 2-1. They could clinch tonight, spot in the Cheese Cup Series. 2 outs, here's Joy Trickster. And, oh, Xerox Madden, diving stop. Across the diamond, not in time. He's pretty deep in the hole there. Trickster runs a little above average. So Spencer Panada steps in now with 2 on, 2 outs, bottom of the 4th. And there's a foul, 3-2 on Panada. The runners go, of course. And he is walked. So, Shaw steps in. He's 1 for 2. Had that big 2-run homer last time up. Gave the Olympians a 6-3 lead. Base is juiced here. As Reb Barber would say, ducks in the pond. That one is fouled right toward the booth. 1-2. Popped up. There's dozen rolls for the final out. Olympians leave the bases loaded. Nonetheless, they still lead at 6-3. And we have the top of the order coming up for the Steamrollers. And we're going to have a pitching change. So McClary is out. Thought she might last another inning, but maybe not. Bugles comes in. There's a foul ball down the line. Bugles didn't have the best season for the Olympians. I believe he had a pretty high ERA, but see if he can turn things around here. Actually, I think he has pitched before in the series. He pitched pretty well. That one's popped up. Mullins goes out. Let's catch that one. And here's Chuck Rockette. And Rockette with a hit into center field. That's going to be extra bases. He digs for 2, slides in safely. So a little 1-out double here for Rockette, and Hudson Hopkins steps in. Maybe the Rollers can get something moving here. That one gets away from Hull, but he keeps it pretty close. No chance to advance that runner. And inside, and there's a high pitch, 3-1 now. And there's Hudson Hopkins is walked. And that brings up Proctor, who's 2 for 2 today. 2 on, 1 out. Proctor hits that one very high, very far, and very gone. Into the pines. A 3-run homer. Annika Proctor, 412-foot shot. Her second homer, 6th RBI of the playoffs. And it is a tied ball game, folks. As Banjo Crane steps in, he's 1 for 2 today. Two-one on Crane, and there's a strike. 2-2. And got him. And that is only out number 2. Here's Jericho dozen rolls. Bugle's looking a little tense out there. Velocity is down. Accuracy is down. And that one's ripped into center field, but Shaw is right there. They had him played pretty deep. So the Steamrollers tied up. It's 6-6 as we go to the bottom part of the frame here. And that brings up Werner Fowl. He's 1 for 2. Hoots Elliott still working away on the mound. 25 pitches here now. That one's hit quite well, and that is gone. That's got out of here in a hurry. .384-foot shot. Werner Fowl's first homer, 3rd RBI of the playoffs. And the Olympians lead it 7-6. I'll be honest, Werner Fowl didn't do much for the Olympians all season. So that is pretty darn interesting. So Nixon comes in out of the Rollers bullpen. And we'll see what he can do as there's a line out to Clark. We saw Nixon last game, I believe. Yes, we did. The Rollers weren't able to hold on to any part of that lead. Gertie Booper grounds to Madden for out number 2. And there's a rip down the line, but foul. And ripped again, but foul. 0-2. Grounded right back to Nixon. There's the final out of the inning. Olympians get another run here on the big homer from Werner Fowl. We go to the top of the 6th. They lead it 7-6. And here's Xerox Madden. 0 for 2 today. Bugle's still in and working away, even though he's tense. Velocity in the red. Accuracy trending that way. Boy, Marty Hull's been having a tough day behind the plate. That one has popped up. Looks like Hull's going to be there and get it. Alex Rodriguez said those pop-ups down the line were always the worst. And as a corner infielder, I can attest to that. Always hated those pop-ups. As a catcher, I always hated those pop-ups too. Here's Panada. Takes that himself. There's out number 2. And Peter Cabrera steps in. 1 for 2. High and outside. And again, Hull must be getting crossed up on a lot of those off-speed pitches. Here's 2-1 now, Cabrera. And 3-1. Hit again to Panada. And there is out number 3. Bernal, Hull, and Trickster up for the Olympians here, bottom of the 6th. 1 for 2 is Bernal. Double walk. Some RBIs. Having a good game, having a good series. 3-0. And he walked him. Bernal is walked to lead off. And we're going to have, so, interesting move here. We're going to see Clementine Silva, the closer for the Rollers, come out of the pen. Obviously not in a save opportunity, as that one has popped up. Roquette puts it away. Not a save opportunity, but a chance to kind of calm down these Olympians' bats as Joy Trickster steps in. There's a lefty-on-lefty matchup. Let's see how this works out. Grounded, this should be 2. Madden to Rocket, to Proctor for the inning-ending double play. That actually might be the first time that the Olympians went down in order all game. And we have the top of the order due up here for the Steamrollers, but Mitchell Bree comes in, the closer, and we're going to have Boo Sims behind the plate too. Just laughing at the chat. 0-2 on Johnston, and he strikes out. Here's Chuck Rocket, 1 for 3 with a double so far today. And quickly, 2 balls. There's a strike. 2-1. And ooh, nice little movement there on that changeup. Definitely had Rocket fooled. 2-2. Gone swinging through it. Boy, 82-mile-an-hour changeup. So the Steamrollers are down to their final out. Here's Hudson Hopkins. 2-0. Hopkins hits that one. At Shaw, out number 3, and the Olympians win. The Olympians win against the Steamrollers. Let's take a look at these lines. I will talk about the teams in a few. Holy cow, this was a back and forth game. The lines 6-7-0 for the Steamrollers, 7-8-0 for the Olympians. That one run, that one extra run in the bottom of the 5th is what did it. I actually thought the Rollers were going to pull that out. So, pretty darn interesting. Pretty darn interesting indeed. Just making myself a note. All right, let's take a look here at the offense, folks. So many tiers. I know, sorry, poor Ben. Poor Ben and his Steamrollers. But I'll talk about the Rollers in a few. Let's look at the offense first. You know, the Rollers' offense really struggled. I would say the middle of their lineup, like I said at the beginning of the game, did a lot of their work. You see Annika Proctor, 3 for 3. She had a homer, 4 RBIs, had a heck of a game. Have yourself a series, Annika Proctor. Just a smattering of hits throughout then. Rocket, again, had a great series. Let's see, Crane, Dozen Rolls had a hit. Dozen Rolls also had a heck of a play in the field. And then Cabrera with a hit as well. 6 strikeouts for the Steamrollers and 2 walks. So for the Olympians, let's take a look here. Honestly, not a lot of production from the top of their lineup. Once you get down to the mid and bottom part of the lineup, that's when you start to see a little bit more. Obviously, Joy Trickster had a good game. Werner Fowl starts to produce out of nowhere. He had a great game. Hits from Bernal and Hull, and also from Neil Shaw and Liam Bowles. Again, Fowl and Bowles did like very little during the whole entire season for the Olympians, so it's good to see that they're coming in the clutch right now. Spencer Pinata struggling. Here's the very, very, very interesting thing. You look at the number of strikeouts but look at the number of walks for the Olympians. They had 7 walks. And as we look at the pitching, that's what did it. 7 walks. You see, Bugles gets the win. Elliott gets the loss. Tough loss for him. But look at all of the walks on the Rollers side. Now, Pokemata, right out the gate, told you he's a submariner. His accuracy, super, super far down. He had 4 walks, 4 earned runs. Then you have Will Steady come in. He was pretty solid, I'll say that. He did have 1 walk. But yet, I mean, the bulk of the walks, obviously, with Mena. And you just can't have that. Walks score runs, unfortunately. And then Mitchell Bree, of course, with the save, so his second save of the playoffs. Take a look here at the top 3 players. Here's a little consolation prize for Ben, our youngest viewer. Annika Proctor gets the #1 spot from the Steamrollers. 3 for 3, a homer, 4 RBIs, and 2 runs. Warner Fowl, 2 for 3, a homer, 3 RBIs, and a run. And then Bernal, 1 for 2, a double, 2 RBIs, and a run. So, the Cheese Cup Series is set. Holy cow, I cannot believe it. A little lopsided, I'll say. So let me first say about the Steamrollers. They had an absolute heck of a run this season. They started out the season not doing that well. They really struggled at the beginning of the season. In the Cheddar division, it was Grazers, it was Rampage all the way, all day. Colonels started to make a run for it at one point, and then the Rollers kind of came out of nowhere. At least to me, I've watched and talked over all 120 of these games. So the Rollers just kind of kept going, led by great pitching. Got a shout out to Cardosco Schroeder, shout out to Damian Hale, Bud Benetti, who obviously was hurt. He wasn't going to make his next start anyway. Neil Shaw, Poke Mena. Shout out to their rotation. Just exceptional pitchers out of their rotation. So, honestly, if you look at their stats, if you go back and watch the stats video, the Rollers didn't have a lot of players hitting above 300. They were just kind of average hitters, but just got a lot of timely hits, and that's kind of how they muddled along throughout the season in that very, very crowded Cheddar division. So, kudos to the Steamrollers. They really, really put on a heck of a show for Rollers fans. It was a roller coaster for sure for them. But here we have it. 2 teams, 2 of the best teams in the league. Actually, funny enough, you have the #1 seed and #3 seed playing. Both teams from the Pepperjack division, which I'm going to have to rethink the divisioning next year. Maybe I'll just do the top 4 teams out of the 10. Making a mental note of that. Saying it out loud so it's on camera, so somebody has it. So we'll have the Olympians and we'll have the Marauders for the Cheese Cup Series. Let's see what we can expect. Okay, here, this is very, very interesting. So we're going to have Finley Oldham. Now, Finley Oldham was hit with a comebacker, game #1 of the Rollers Olympian Series. Now, his next start was questionable, so I'm guessing their manager thinks that he can make it. You see his velocity and junk already down a little bit, so he's obviously hurt. He won't be able to go too long. Raymundo Gordon's getting the start for the Marauders, and I'm just looking here. I don't have Raymundo Gordon's stats written down, but that should be a very, very interesting series. Marauders obviously had the best record in Cheese League Baseball. Olympians were nipping at their heels. Olympians started the season great, and then they had a rough go of it. So we're going to see what happens here. This is going to be an incredible series. We have some exciting news for you too. So, and I believe Joey is watching, part of the Cheese League crew, so we can make this announcement. We'll amend it. But for our Cheese Cup Series, which the first game will be this Thursday, September 24th. For the Cheese Cup Series, we'll be broadcasting on our Twitch channel conversations about Cheese League Baseball with me and Joey. Our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/geekcheese. And we're going to talk a little bit about Cheese League Baseball, a little bit about the teams, a little bit about what to expect for next season, what to expect from the winter, and of course, kind of a preview of what to expect from the Cheese Cup Series. Our pregame will air on our Twitch conversation with me and Joey Provolone. We will switch over to YouTube, and that's where we will broadcast our game. Of course, here on YouTube. And that will be Thursday, September 24th. Be on the lookout for a tweet. Follow us on Twitter at geek_cheese for that time. It's going to be around the 8 o'clock time frame. Still working out the details. But yeah, so that should be great. So, the Cheese Cup Series is a best of 5. So we will, as you can see, we will see what happens there. Maybe these the Olympian hitters can stay hot and maybe take it all the way. Maybe the Marauders hitters will stay hot. It might be a pitcher's duel. We'll see. But nonetheless, that is it for me this evening. Folks, thank you so much again for watching. If you're just tuning in, I'm so sorry. If you're just tuning in, you missed a heck of a game. Olympians win. They win the series 3-1 over the Steamrollers. And Olympians versus Marauders Cheese Cup Series begins Thursday, September 24th. Pre-game on our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/geekcheese. Live game broadcast here, of course, on Geek Cheese on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching. Everyone, have a great evening. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at geek_cheese. Be sure to subscribe to us on Twitch and on YouTube. And we will see you on Thursday. All right, folks. Thanks so much. Have a good one. Bye.